Hi, first grade. We're going to take what we know about shape and color and we're going to make rainbow fish. So we're going to use simple shapes and we're going to combine them to make all different kinds of fish. So all your fish will look a little bit different. And then we're going to talk about the order of the colors of the rainbow, and then we're going to add our color to our fish. I love this project and I think it comes out really spectacular every year. So I can't wait to see what we can do together. So let's get started. For this lesson, we are going to focus on two elements. The element of shape, which we're just going to quickly review, and then we're going to spend a lot of time talking about the element of color. So what is color? Well, color is what we see when light shines on an object. Parts of it are bounced off of the object and the other parts are absorbed by the object. The colors that are absorbed by the object we do not see, but the color that is bounced back to our eye is the color that we can see. We're going to focus this week on rainbows. The colors in the rainbow are naturally in a specific order. So let's find out what that order is. The first color is red, then comes orange, then we see yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Now, indigo is a color that we did not talk about last year in art. And indigo is a color that you can see is very close to blue, but also close to violet. And you may remember that violet is also known as purple. Blue violet and red violet are not purple. Violet or violet purple are purple. A good way to remember the order of the colors of the rainbow is to think about our friend Roy G. Biv. And I hope that you take the time to watch the video that I included with this video, because it's a real fun way to help us to remember that the colors of the rainbow spell out his name. R-O-Y for Roy is red, orange, and yellow. G for his middle name is for green. And Biv, B-I-V, his last name, stand for blue, indigo, and violet. So we're going to use the colors of the rainbow and we're going to make a really cool rainbow fish, which I also included a video of the rainbow fish if you're interested in watching that as well. In our classroom, we would have read it together, so I think that it might be fun to just listen to the story. So let's get started. All right, for this lesson, we are going to be able to choose from a variety of materials, but whatever you choose, make sure you have every color in the rainbow. You are going to want to start with pencil and eraser. However, I am going to draw in marker so it's easier for you to see. You may want to combine crayons and watercolors if you have them. If we were in the classroom together, we would be using crayons and watercolor. But make sure you have at the very least red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and purple. And if you have indigo, which normally is not in a tray of watercolors, include that as well. When you're looking at your crayons, make sure that your red is actual red and not red violet. Your orange is actual orange. Make sure that you are using real, true blue and not Bluetiful or blue violet. Indigo is indicated on your crayon. It says indigo on it. And violet would be violet and in parentheses purple, not blue violet. If you do not have indigo, I will show you what you can do. For this assignment, I am going to use markers and colored pencils. If you don't have markers and colored pencils and you only have crayons or watercolors, you can choose to use something different. So we are going to start again with our pencil and a nice clean piece of paper. You can use a light color or white, and you can also use a paper bag. And we're going to start by drawing with our pencil just an oval, okay? And yours is going to be closed because you're going to erase part of it in a second. Just a simple oval, and then right here you're going to draw a sideways triangle to make an open mouth for your fish. So we're making a rainbow fish, and we're going to add in an eye, and we're going to use simple shapes to make the top fin. You do not have to make it with triangles. You can do different shapes, any shapes that you want actually. So here's another example. They can be the same as each other or different, but we're going to do a bottom fin. And then we're going to make shapes for our fish's tail. The last thing that I'd like you to do is I would like you to make some sort of a side fin with a simple shape. Oh, and I'm going to add this to my fish. All right, so that was a simple fish. Now, does it need to look exactly like mine? Absolutely not. I am going to use my markers to add in some scales. So we're going to make scales in red, orange, yellow, green, blue. We're going to add in indigo, and then violet, okay? So you need to plan to cover your fish in several columns or several lines of scales so that it will stretch all the way across. In order to make scales, you're going to start with a wavy line. So I'm going to skip over the mouth. I'm going to do, and the wavy line is sideways, but if you want to, you can turn your fish this way so that your wavy line can be like this, or you can draw the letter C over and over again. So I have about 3 lines of red scales. If you are drawing really large scales, you might want to only do 1. If you are drawing little tiny scales, you might want to do more. So you want to try to plan to do each color once all the way across. If you have extra room at the end, you can always repeat the red and the orange again. Now when it comes time for indigo, I'm actually going to do extra blue lines, and then on top of those blue lines, I am going to draw purple. So on top of my last few blue wavy lines, I'm going to add purple. So that's going to be my indigo hack, but if you are using crayons or colored pencils and you can find one that says indigo, that's what you would put in between blue and purple. So we're just going to do the best that we can, but when we can, if we have to, we can make new colors. So here I have all of my beautiful scales, and I'm going to take my colored pencils and I am going to lightly color over the red with red, and I'm going to make sure I'm using my best coloring skills. It's much easier to color in short strokes up and down, and as this is our final trimester of first grade art, I am really going to be looking to see that we are developing our craftsmanship skills, which means we are working carefully and we are working slowly and we are developing our drawing and coloring and painting skills. If you did this in crayon, this is where you would be painting orange and then yellow and then green, and you're going to just keep coloring or painting your rainbow. Okay, so we went from red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and if you did not have indigo, you could just blend blue and purple together, and that's even when you're painting. So this is an example of it painted, and then purple, and then you can either cut it out and glue it onto another paper, which is what I did here, or you could just draw in a background, whatever you have time for, and then submit your work. When I'm grading you, I'm looking to see that you drew and colored carefully. You used simple shapes to create your rainbow fish, and you kept the colors in the correct order of the rainbow. I cannot wait to see your beautiful fish.